Hey guys, you're watching One and Only. My name is AJ and we are back on another episode of Let's Build a Theme Park. What was it, episode 77? What a cool number. I like the episode 77. So last episode we started construction on this triple roller coaster with three different carts that go round and they all finish like one after another. It's a really cool thing. I've put down the floor of the whole thing, so I've gone in between the tracks and I've gone one either side of all three tracks. And do you know what it looks like? It looks like a Scale Electrics track. It's so like it. I used to have a Scale Electrics track that was pretty much exactly like that layout, like with a little loop and a bridge and everything like that. Really, really funny. However, this does really help us out. The reason why I done this off camera is because it purely actually lasted about an episode's length just to fill in the damn blocks. But it gives us the options of where things can be placed. We've got gaps here, a little gap there, which I think is pretty useless. Quite a large gap here, which we could definitely make use of. And obviously around anywhere at the outside of the track. I think I pretty much nailed it. According to the comments, I pretty much nailed what we can add here to our mineshaft roller coaster. We've got spawners. I want to add maybe just one area for where a spawner would be if we could get them. Maybe some what was I going to say? Ores. That's it. Ores in the place in the walls with these things holding up the roof. And then the other thing that you guys suggested, well, two things that you guys suggested. First one was just chests. Have some chests about everywhere with like some like ore on the floor around it, piles of ore around some chests, like they've actually sort of mined them and collected them up. And then the other one was, why don't you have some areas with minecart chests, like, you know how railways they split up. You. Oh, my dog. Oh, my dog's just been sick. I better go and clean that up. I shall carry on with this in a second. I can't believe it, man. 4 minutes into the episode or something like that. 2 minutes, it wasn't far in. My dog throws up in the room. He must be ill because he's never really sick. So I've let him outside. He's wandering around. He's eating some grass. That's when you know a dog isn't feeling too well, if a dog has an icky stomach, because he'll eat grass, like long grass that he finds they eat because it calms down the stomach and stops them from throwing up. Because I think dogs are like humans. I don't think that they like to throw up. But anyway, what was I saying? I was saying about some junctions, not that I used, but they appear there with like minecart chests, or chest minecarts. What way around is it? I don't know what way around it is. Like stuck onto them. I like that idea. I think that's a pretty good idea. So what we're going to do is let's add, at first, a little platform off the edge of this corner, because I think this will be a good spot for it. Okay, might as well make it square-ish. Yeah, might as well make it square. Like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get some normal tracks. Oops, they're not normal tracks. And now we need to be really careful here because, oops, we don't want to end up on this track. Okay? That's the last thing we want to do. So if we're on a minecart here, we're still going to go round the corner, which is exactly what we want. But now we can put down like a little minecart chest there. And I'm going to do another one here that doesn't go as far with the minecart chest like there. That looks pretty good. I like that. That's like a little, a nice little touch in here. Maybe even with some wiggles. What do you think? Like that? Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit of detail. Not going to be able to see that much of it, but because you're going to be going flying past it. But that does make sense. The spawner, I think it'd be pretty cool to have the spawner directly opposite the start. So we want mossy cobblestone here. Now, if the middle of the spawner, how many blocks is a spawner wide? I think if the middle was there, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks about the size of a spawner, at least. I've never really counted the blocks out. It's going to be somewhere along the lines, though, of what would this be? 4, for 9. That'd be a 9 by 9 area, wouldn't it? 9 by 9 area. Yeah, that sort of makes sense. That seems like a logical size for it, I think. Maybe it's a little big, actually. Because I think maybe the walls... Let's just put these walls up. Now, I know it's not all mossy cobble. And yes, we will be mixing some normal cobblestone in there. Would this be more like it? I think that's the size. So it'd be a 7 by 7 floor, but 9 by 9 wall to wall. That makes sense. Okay, so the spawner in the middle. A block of coal. Yeah, that makes sense. That's not the middle, though. That's where the middle would be. And then what we're going to do is I think we're going to make it look like it's sort of broken. Again, I know that we're going to be mixing in normal cobblestone here and there. Just for the moment, though, I think it'll just give us the idea. We might as well just use all mossy cobble. Something like that. Yeah, so you can see it at the start, and it's like a broken wall, like it's been blasted with TNT almost. And then if we get some normal chests, we can put a chest down here, and a chest down there. You can't really see that chest, so I think I'm going to move that chest to there. Yeah, and then you can at least see them both. Like that. Yeah, that looks good. That looks about right. So let's mix a little bit of normal cobblestone in here. I'm probably going to have the majority of it mossy cobble, just because it makes it look more like a spawner. Even if I think in a real mob spawner, it's probably a roughly 50-50, isn't it? I can only assume that it must be nearly 50-50 at least. I suppose, well, when I harvested, I think from memory, when I last harvested a spawner, I think I got 54 mossy cobble from it. Now, I might have been unlucky, but I usually farm it up, like, to its full extent. Like, I'll grab all of it if possible. All of it available, even if I'm on camera. For some reason, I just love it. I just love the block. That's way too much normal stone. Yeah, that's better. Like that. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there for the minute. I think that's a pretty good height as well for the spawner. I think most of the track is probably going to only be a total of 4 blocks high. So it's going to be like that high. But on the inside, you're going to have these wood bits every now and again. So it's going to be really, really close to your head. Okay, so I like the spawner. We've got the minecart track. Maybe we should have a few more of these minecart zones. But the other thing that I thought was a pretty good idea that you guys said was... originally, the idea was to keep all 3 lanes separate. But then someone said, well, no, why didn't you have it so it splits up into their own tracks, like, for short periods of time. But for the rest of the time, they're actually side by side. And I like that idea. So, we can do that really easily in these sections, like this. I'm going to take that away. Will that hit the corner? I think that will. Will it? Let's have a look. If I grab a minecart quickly, and I push my way through. I don't think I did. I think the, yeah, I think the fence misses it. That's good then. And then the same on this side. That should now, like that, miss, which is what we want. Okay. So that's going to be like that on this side. And this side. This one, I'm probably going to get some cobblestone back. Wait a minute. Let's have a look. If we got some cobblestone back here. From there to there. I'm being very careful where I place the blocks because we don't want the minecarts to hit the corners of the blocks. It slows them down, and that's the last thing that we really want. And then that could go in there. Oops. There. There. And here. While I'm doing this, while we're playing about with this, I want to ask you guys the question of the day. The question of the day today is, what was your favourite toy? Either now, if you are young enough to have toys, or in the past. What were your favourite toys? I've already mentioned about my scale electrics, which is what made me think about this question of the day. I love toys. I've always loved toys. And game consoles. Game consoles are toys. That's all they are. So probably, I think if we were going on that, I think we would probably all choose some sort of game console as our favourite toy. So for the purposes of this week's comment of the day, not comment of the day, question of the day, I'm going to remove the option of choosing just a console, okay? And instead, you have to choose an actual toy. If it maybe be your BB guns or airsoft guns. I know a lot of people play airsoft and stuff like that, BB guns. If it's some sort of superhero figurine, stuff like that. I've never really owned a figurine. I wanted to at one point. Well, I think everybody wants to own a really cool figurine, but I just never knew which to collect. There's always been so many. My cousins, or one of my cousins, used to collect Warhammer. And Warhammer, if you don't know what Warhammer was, it was basically a very time-consuming hobby. Almost. It took a really long time to build any of them. But you had to paint them by hand. And I wanted to get into that at one point because I really enjoyed the thought of actually painting them. I've always liked art. Whoops, I threw my potion. I've always liked art, so it sort of made sense to have something really arty like that. But then I found out that they're actually quite expensive once you paint them. And if you paint them really well, they're actually worth a staggering amount of money. But if you paint them poorly, they're not really worth anything. And seeing as though I enjoy painting, but I'm not great at it, there was little point in me actually doing it. I would have only embarrassed myself. But let's think back. Let's think back to my favourite toys. This one has actually been on my mind for a really long time recently, and I know, unfortunately, that you guys aren't going to be able to help me out with my struggles here. But I used to have a toy a very, very long time ago. And to this day, I have no idea what it was or where it was from. But I don't even know why it was my favourite toy. It was like a giant beetle. Okay, it's like a giant beetle, and you could open up the like body of it, like from his bum. You would lift it up, open it up, and inside would be like some control panels and some little tiny miniature, not even a centimeter tall, little figurines of like little soldiers or scientists or something like that. I'm talking at least 15 years ago now. Okay, so I know you guys can't exactly help me with finding out what I had. And it's a struggle for me to even remember what exactly it was. But I remember it was like a beetle. It was definitely beetle-shaped. But for some reason, I thought of it the other day. I think I was watching some sort of YouTube video, and something was mentioned along the lines of it. And it, like, triggered that deja vu. And I was like, oh, I know what he's talking about. But I couldn't think of it. He couldn't think of it. But we must have had the same toy, and it was really, really weird. I just wish, I truly wish I knew what it was. I probably wouldn't go out and buy it again or find one. I just want to know what it is, because I've been getting sleepless nights about it recently. What else did I used to have, though? Obviously Game Boys and stuff like that, but we're trying to keep away from the consoles. And I think, even though it's not exactly a console, I think a Game Boy is still classed as a sort of entertainment console, at the very least. And do something like that. I know it's on the corner, but I sort of like that idea. But yeah, so what other ones? It's really tough to think because I had so many toys. It's really tough to think of like a favourite one. I'm sure you guys are the same. But what else? Would a drum kit class as a toy? I used to have a drum kit that I really used to enjoy. I think that probably classes as a toy, doesn't it? I'm sure it does. Yeah. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some walls set up, okay? We want to put some... Oh, no, let's do some pockets of ores, or some piles of ores first. So where are the ores located now? Have they moved them again? No, they're here. We want all of them, I think. We'll grab them all, apart from nether nether quartz, obviously. So, the ore obviously has to be another block out, so it's going to have to be like on this level here. So we'll do like a little coal pile here, something like that. And I might make it a little bit more natural afterwards. Yeah, I'll think about that afterwards. And then we'll have some little bit of lapis chucked in some places. Like this. It's sort of... I don't want to bust up the corners. That's going to break the corner. Will it break the corner? I don't know. I'm going to have another go. I'm going to ride on it. Have another test. No, it shouldn't do. It shouldn't do. We'll have to see at the end. If it does, then it's not going to take all that long to change it. And then we'll have another one that goes up like that. I think that looks at least somewhat natural for the lapis. Yeah, piles of them. So we want a pile of like iron ore here. The iron ore I really like the look of in this texture pack. That's really nice. There's not many blocks in this texture pack that I don't like. That I'm like, the texture pack would be better if it had like a different one. Which I do have with quite a few texture packs. Like the city texture pack. The city texture pack I'm really not a fan of. I never have been a fan of the city texture pack. I don't really know why. I just haven't really ever liked it. And I know it's a hugely popular texture pack. It's just never been one for me, unfortunately. Which is a bit of a shame. Okay, and then this wall has to come out. I'll put the walls up off camera, obviously. I'm not going to make you sit through all that. But yeah, I think you guys get the idea. I'm going to get the walls up, get some ores in, and then we should be back to sort of see a pretty much nearly finished product, I think. Okay. I can't believe that it's taking me 24 minutes. 24 minutes exactly is how long it's taking me to do what I've just done off camera. Putting up these walls. I've got the spawner. It turned out quite nice. I like it. I've put ores in the walls. I've put ores in the floors. All the floors, all the walls are at all the correct heights that they need to be for the roof to go on top eventually. But there is one more thing that I did miss from you guys, or I saw the comment. I had a hiccup then, that's why I stopped talking. Hiccup really hurt. I got another one. I saw the comment. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the episode of lava. Lava's definitely one that we need to have in here. So what we're going to do is let's get a speed potion here. We're not going to be able to get this completely finished off today. I've put over an hour and a half into this episode already for today, and that's just a little bit more than what I usually put in per episode. What on earth is that noise? I can hear some banging and stuff. But yeah, whoops. It's a little bit. It's a lot of work for one episode of one roller coaster. I'd rather split it up over a number of different episodes. But that's okay. That's okay. We've got a lot done today, so I'm just putting down a still little lava lake here. Just gotta get the right ones. That one. 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 Once you get the hang of how these work, they're pretty easy. And then if I do this, I'm gonna put like a little lava water flow in there. Not that you can see it all that much, but I think that looks pretty cool. And then we'll just put some like random structurally parts up here. Whoops. Like that. I think that looks pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, so now I've got ores in the walls, and we've done the couple of little collections of ores here. The next thing that we need to do is actually bring the ores out of the walls. At the moment, we've got very solid, very straight walls, and we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is at some points we're actually going to bring the walls out a little bit. Stuff like this. So it shouldn't get in the way of the minecarts. It should bring a lot more life to the whole place. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick to this wall first, go all the way around the track, and then I'll go on the right-hand side. I think that's probably the best way. So at this part, it's not really all that important. I might as well put a diamond one there, not really all that important. It's when we get to a couple of spots is where it really gets interesting. Okay, and then up here, maybe in a minute, we'll have to do some hanging off the roof as well. We can't do that at the minute because we don't have a roof. We do have one here though, so I think what we're gonna do is maybe put like a little iron ore in like that in here. This is the part that's gonna be interesting. I want to get some like on the roof. Coal always comes in huge lumps, so that's what we want to really try and get. Let's do some gold at the top here, like that. If you imagine come flying through here, you can just see it. It just skims past your head. Really, really cool. I really like this idea. Let's add a couple more to that one. Oops, like that. Okay, so we're still sticking to the left-hand side of the wall here. Let's get a couple more diamonds in there. Bit more coal. Just making it, bringing it out from the wall, making it more 3D, if you like. And then we'll come down this side, stick a diamond one in there, stick some redstone ones in like this, some iron ones will never go amiss, like that. Maybe like, yeah, I like that. I like that. And then a little bit of redstone to finish. Okay, so there's that side done. And then we're going to jump over this side very, very quickly. This side's a lot shorter because it's the inside, so it doesn't take half as long. I could put some ores in here, look. Put some diamonds. Diamonds, redstone usually is the things that sort of pop up at these points. There's some more lapis. I don't think we've got quite enough lapis in. Oh, I've forgotten this wall. One of the only walls that I have forgotten to build up. That's okay. Doesn't take 2 seconds. It's only a short little spot. And then down this way. Like this. Wonderful. It's all ready for the roof to go on, pretty much. This wall here is missing because it can't go in. Or it can go in, but we'll be very close up against the track. So I think I'd rather... Well, I suppose we could do the wall here. It's not going to touch the track at all. Like, touch the minecart. So that doesn't really matter too much. Wood. We can take this one away. Oh, and what I done here, I think it was pretty cool. I staggered them. So they're all at different sort of lengths. You sort of shoot through them all. I think that's a pretty cool idea. Okay, let's just come up here a little bit. And this third one. But I do like the idea that you can see all 6 tracks at this point. So I'd really like to keep that if possible. I'm going to have to do that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. Like that. Wonderful. Is that in line? Yep, that's in line. Cool. We were on the inside, weren't we? We were on this side. Let's do some gold in here. Whoa. Oh, my phone's ringing. How many distractions can I get this episode? Ah, that was Beth. She's coming home from work. Apparently she's not too well. And I can't believe how many distractions we've had this episode. I had my dog throw up. I mean, what more can there be? What more can happen before the end of the episode? I feel like I've been recording for way too long. But we're nearly there. We're nearly there. So I'm not going to give up yet. I'm not going to do the roof today, though. I'll probably get the roof hopefully done for next episode, and I can show you it with the roof on. But apart from that, I think it is pretty much done. The layout's done. I like the look of it. I like the shape of it. I like the size of it. That looks so cool. Let's give it a ride. To finish off, let's give it a ride. I'm going to go in the middle track here. I need another button, don't I? Button. Oh, no, I already had a button. Wonderful. Okay, so let's see if it all works still. Oh, it's so cool. Imagine when we get the roof on here. As soon as we get the roof on, that also means we've got to go through and light it up with torches. But apart from that, oh yeah, it goes so well. I like this bit. Yeah, through them all nice and slowly, all the way to the finish. Wonderful. Okay, let's show the outside track. This is the hardest track for the powered rails to work. Yeah, alright guys, I'm going to leave it there. I've been working way too much on this episode. I'm going to go and have a sit down and enjoy enjoy the time. Now the fiance is coming home. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We should see you in the next episode. I got a feeling we're not going to make it all the way around. No, we're definitely not. We definitely hit something there. We might make it, but I very much doubt it now. I'm going to have to speed us up with the analog stick. Okay, I can put some more powered rails in. That's no problem. Bye!